Hello, YBI fam, and welcome back. It is a new and exciting year. We're in a new year. Happy 2024. Woo.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, and what that means is we're going to take a quick look back at last year real quick, and then a quick look at the year ahead, and then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here for today.
Yeah, buddy.
What's going on, Zion? How was the holidays?
Man, holidays was busy as usual. You know, my life doesn't stop because of the holidays, unfortunately. So I was working through Christmas, and you know, is what it is. But we're good now. We good. I know that you was probably hustling as well. How was your holiday?
I was actually took quite a bit of, I was off for a good bit, but then I ended up working a couple gigs here and there.
Well, look at you.
Yeah. It's just slow during this time. If people don't know, no one's from LA, so everyone usually leaves or is out of town or doesn't do anything kind of during the holiday period. So it's just naturally slow here.
Well, it's not here. People still want to get paid, so as a payroll specialist, it's my job to make sure that happens.
Oh no, yeah, they want them year-end bonuses.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So your boy was still working, but I'm taking a vacation next week. We'll get into that a little bit, and we'll see. You know, let's look back. Oh yeah, y'all see what y'all know. The OGs really know what this is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, man, I almost went to go put mine on real quick.
Yeah, you know, the OGs had the sweatshirts and the stuff that we did probably like 3 years ago. Maybe we'll get back into it. Probably not, but maybe. You know, life gets busy sometimes. Yeah, so 2023 year in review. 2024, what we looking for? So, let's just dive right in, my boy. Why don't you start us off with your highlights and stuff from 2023, some of your highs, and then I guess I'll get into my highs after that.
My dubs, my biggest dub for the year really actually came out to, I want to say an overall gross dollar amount, not percentage wise. I'll do percentages, but actually be Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Did not expect them to still be one of the most highest performing stocks in the portfolio that I have, but it is. I think it's just the time that I bought into it. I added them to the travel section that I kind of had back when times when nobody was traveling, right before kind of everything kind of reopened, and it's now sitting at like 145% up. Aside that from this year, it was Nvidia and Coinbase for sure. Followed a little slightly after AMD. As everyone knows, AI boom kind of took off this year. I ended up like Nvidia was up like 195%, and AMD was like right around like 100%. Wish I had more money in them for sure. And then Coinbase was actually up 150%. Have no idea why. With the same rally also that's kind of going in crypto. No one really has an explanation for it. I've tried to look into it. It's just one of those kind of motions. And even now, as we're recording this, I think Bitcoin already has a slight jump down already from like 45,000 down to like 45 down to like 41. So who knows what's going on over there in that world. But Coinbase had a really good year on it. Can't really explain more on why they had such a good stock year besides crypto also having really well. Besides that, I know why travel did really good. People just were going out and doing their thing. And Nvidia and AMD, AI, got it. Just AI, the hype around it. The Magnificent Seven really led the year. Yeah, people don't know what the Magnificent Seven are. It's Tesla, Amazon, Google, Nvidia. I forgot what the other one was. I'm not gonna lie, but those kind of cluster. Apple. Can't almost forgot it. Oh, Microsoft. Did I say Microsoft?
I don't think so. No.
Oh well, Microsoft. There you go. 7 or 6. I don't know. Somewhere around there. But the Mac 7, look them up if you want to know. They kind of led the market this year as far as expectations goes. That was kind of like my biggest dubs for the year. Overall, I did end up, but those are kind of my biggest dubs. What about yours?
So for me, I'm not going stock based because I bought a house in 2021 and I pulled a lot of my money out of stock markets, etc., to make this the lowest possible monthly payment so I could save more long term, etc., etc. So I bought a house, and my biggest dub for sure has nothing to do with the house. It's that I had a son. That was the biggest dub of all of 2023. So I had a son. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Here's a picture. Psych.
I really thought he was gonna do it. I was gonna be really shocked if he did. If y'all don't know anything, I was like, he really don't post his kid.
Nah, y'all never see their face. They got real. The Proud Family, Wizard Kelly from Proud Family. Yeah, it's always like you can see their neck and stuff like that. Like you see them in the backgrounds faded out, but like you'll never see their face. I'm sorry. But after having the boy, having this house was really the biggest dub because I was able to leverage getting a HELOC, and then I was able to use that money to do upgrades to the property, and now it's made me over $100,000. So conservatively, I should be able to pull out 100, a little bit more, a little bit less.
I just want to say, I wish I was able to buy a house. Well, I could have. I decided to move across the country instead of buying a house,
Right.
And I kind of really wish I did, because everyone out here in we have the one half millennial who got the house, another one over here who was like, damn, I really wish I bought a house a couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, is that everybody's saying like it's always like now is always the time to buy, because like we imagine things are going to continue to go up. Like eventually, yes, things are going to burst, but then long-term holding assets like homes and stuff tend to have good value, especially if you're buying properties that aren't at the top of the market already. So like I had room where I could add improvements to the home, and I purchased it at a price that was, reasonable enough for me to be able to put in more and better equipment and things like that, and I could get that money back. And then, like I said, leveraging the HELOC to do that, I did not use my cash in order to make that process happen. So massive dub for me, because I was able to keep more money in my pocket, put a lot of money back into the house, and it was simple stuff. Upgrading the kitchen did not cost that much. I got new appliances, backsplash, all the regular stuff. Didn't do cabinets and stuff, because that's the $15,000, $20,000 markers. We don't want to do all that. We just wanted to do like the minimum where people were going to be able to see like, oh yeah, there was a massive change done here, but still was able to get me a lot of money back. Closets, added a ton of closet space. One of these Container Stores or whatever had a massive deal, so I got a ton of stuff, upgraded all the closet systems. So that's definitely something that when I go ahead and sell the property, I'm gonna say, hey, we put X amount of dollars into closet storage, so families or whoever comes next is gonna be like, oh man, I don't have to do any of that. We have custom closet storage already put in. So doing stuff like that, massive dub. I absolutely recommend doing stuff like that if you can. And then my other massive dub that I would say would be just having setting high yield accounts for all of the babies, for getting a couple more for myself, getting my wife set up with one, and then adding 529 plans for the kids was definitely a dub. Start throwing money at those types of things so that the kids have more financial stability than what I was able to see. So we tie that into like getting tax breaks and stuff with the kids. I get tax returns and I split that probably, 3 ways. Both the kids get a percentage and then we get a percentage, and we do it like that. So that money will go towards the 529s. That money will go into their high yields. That money will just be set aside for them. And then we
should do a deep dive on parenting finance with Mr. Mason over there, and do because did you ever do the Greenlight account? Did you ever end up getting one of those?
I did not. I actually have a course this Thursday that I'm going to be looking at for somebody that is full into how to set up your child in terms of financial wealth. Obviously, I know about the 529s, like a bunch of different plans, but there's so many different ways. Do you want to set up a trust? Do you not? How much do these things cost? So once I get a little bit more in depth, I can definitely share my process of what I think is going to work for me, for my children long term. And then we can absolutely get into that, because there's so much that you can do, but nobody really knows what to do. Should I get an attorney to set up all this other stuff? Is it necessary? Is it worth it? So yeah, we'll have to get into that, but let me
I'm a friend. Also a friend that I work with. I'm just saying, like, this is our story, this is our take. So of course, we kind of give you things, then you can consult your financial professionals as you kind of get to those stages in your life, whichever stage you might be in.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are my dubs, the baby and the rest of this stuff. Let's talk about some L's.
The L's. My L's are also gonna come through on stock based. This is where we line in on them. Actually, I would probably say biggest one. I was going to pull up another one, but I remember because I just sold this one off because I did my rebalance. Walgreens. Walgreens was probably one of my biggest L's for this year. Currently, it's not one of my ones. I would call it my bag holders. There's a couple investments that I have that I know have been performing pretty badly, but I'm holding on to them, just looking out for outside of when certain industries kind of take off and things like that. But Walgreens would definitely be one of the ones that stuck out. I was down like 70% on it 47% on it overall. And at that time, I was like, it's just getting too risky. I decided to fold out of it. I really didn't see any good growth or recovery outlook for the company either. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna cut ties with it, reallocate this money or these losses somewhere else. As John was talking about tax breaks, I was trying to do a little bit of tax loss harvesting on that to harvest some of those losses from that portfolio with some of my gains that I've had from other stocks this year and other income that I've gotten this year.
My fault. Didn't Walgreens just hire a new CEO?
One of them died, and one of them not died. Oh my gosh, I think one of them just quit. But I don't know if they hired just 2024. Nah, I don't know if they. We got to check on that one. Google it real quick, but I'm not for sure if they actually got a new one. There's a few of that going around in a few other companies, but I don't think it was them. So I think
Tim Wentworth was appointed CEO 3 days ago. So it says Tim Wentworth was appointed CEO of the company. Just before announcing the year-end results in October, Tim Wentworth was appointed CEO of the company. This was reported as of 3 days ago. So there may be,
they might do really bad good on this year. Who knows? Walgreens might come up and be something I should have held on to and could have been one of the best performing stocks of this year if this new CEO can bring it around. I just, for my risk tolerance, it wasn't set for me to want to take that ride with them. There's a few stocks
in transition. And that he came from Cigna. So, you never know how that's going to affect the company as a whole. But,
they still are a really good, strong dividend company. As far as I could tell, most regards, I don't think he's be someone who's going to cut their dividends or anything like that. But that was one of the reasons I was invested in them, is I'm really a dividend growth investor. Their dividend was there, but they were losing more money on the growth side for sure. So I was just like, ooh. And then all the bad news I was seeing before, and I missed a new CEO drop. But that some news like that might have convinced me to hold on to them a little bit longer, maybe through 1 quarter, see how he kind of did. But now I'm out. Who knows? I might re-add them in the first quarter of this year if they end up performing really well, because they, like I said, they were a very good consecutive dividend payer, just not performing that well. My other biggest bag holder of the year I'm still holding on to MJ, and I'll even throw in Podex in there too. They're two probably the biggest major cannabis ETFs. I'm just holding out until legalization of safe banking and kind of see where it goes from that. I don't know if for some reason those kind of fade out on that, then I'll pull out of those too. My next one will probably be Affirm. I did buy Affirm stock currently on this year. I forgot to check because that one I just thought about right now, but it was down about 75% for me. No, actually, it's only down 23%. It did have a little bit of recovery recently. But before that, at some point this year, it was down almost 80% for me, and now it's rebounded to only being down 20%. So a little recovery there. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's not terrible, because 80% definitely, that's heavy.
Some of them it happens. You ride the wave.
I think that Affirm will have its day just because of what you and I have talked offline about our use of Affirm, and I think that the more public knowledge gets towards Affirm, that it'll be easier and easier for that stock to rise. I think that because it's a newer platform, not saying that it's brand new, but it's a newer platform, but you're seeing it more and more on large ticket purchases. Like when you're going to, I bought that mattress, it said we accept Affirm here, on the little card reader. So the more and more people that start seeing that, and they start using those options, I think that the potential for Affirm is still there, and it can be pretty strong. I use it. I like it.
I mean, buy now, pay later overall. That's why I bought into it, because I wanted to just see where it kind of went. And I do think it could be a really good tool and can make some good money. That's why I'm still holding on to it. I'm going to keep it. For this year, kind of see how it performs, and maybe the year afterwards, maybe add more to it. But I think, those are kind of some of my biggest L's. What about yours?
L's for the year obviously come with the expenses that come with having a baby. It's normal. I didn't have a baby shower or anything like that, so if y'all want to send me stuff, just let your boy know. Diapers and stuff are expensive. It is what it is, but when you're trying to set the bar super high with your first, and then you try not to reduce that bar by a ton for the second, it's compounded. So things got really expensive with that. I had to buy a new vehicle, car seats, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff gets really expensive. So that was a big L that, I kind of had prepared for, but when you start actually spending the money to maintain a child, it's oh, yeah. And my child, just so we're all aware, is in the 100th percentile of children in terms of weight and height. So everything that I had purchased don't fit. This man is 15 plus pounds, and he's 2 months old. My daughter is 20 pounds, and she's 2 years old. He's 5 pounds smaller than her at 2 months as she's 2 years. That's neither here nor there. So you can't really prepare. You can't really prepare for that type of stuff, but it just means like all of the stuff that I had purchased kind of doesn't exist anymore. Like I have to start over, buy brand new stuff, buy brand new clothes. The diapers don't fit, this doesn't fit, you're too big for the car seat, like all that stuff. It's cool, because it's obviously your child, but at the same time it gets expensive. So just like dang, that kind of sucks. My biggest L of 2023, the taxes on this house. So I live in Cook County. And the tax assessor, we got all the information. The tax assessor is the people that come out and say, hey, this is what the land that your house sits on, this is what that land is worth. The tax assessor came, and every year I'm paying taxes in, installments, 3 increments or whatever, based off of the escrow that I'm paying with my mortgage, et cetera, et cetera. If you don't know what those words are, we've done a bunch of episodes on mortgages and all that other stuff. So go check those out from like 4 years ago. But the taxes on my house increased by like, let's say $5,000, right? Which is astronomical. Typically, you'll see an increase of a couple $100 to maybe $1,000 in your tax assessment per year. That would increase your mortgage by like $20 to like maybe like $80. Mine increased by so much that my mortgage increased by like $600 a month. So I was like, no, hard pass. And we'll probably have to get into an episode on like how to combat that, because there are things that you can do. I just so happen to miss the time frame to challenge their assessment of the land. But if you just Google Cook County tax assessor, what happened is that there were people whose taxes increased by over 200% from last year to this year, which means that their mortgage payment could have literally doubled from one year to the next. For me, that's an L. Can I afford it? Yes. Do I want to? Absolutely not. So the biggest L is I got to sell this house most likely. I have to get out.
Anybody want to buy a house?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let your boy know. I just got a brand new kitchen, like I'll paint or something for you. But that, just knowing that for the next however long I'm here, I'm technically losing money because I shouldn't be paying this much in taxes, which means that I can't use that same money to invest and to do other things. I'm going to be using that money to make a payment that should have remained fairly consistent and isn't. So massive L. Stay on top of the documents that you get from tax assessors. Make sure that you're looking at those things year over year, so you have an idea of how dramatic of an increase you're going to be looking at when it comes to mortgage payments.
Ta-da! I guess, all right, we got a couple minutes left here, so let's get into a quick selling statement, and then we'll wrap out of here. It'll be our quick outlook for next year we're looking forward to. I'm really just looking forward to building up an internal kind of like nest egg. I'm on a really good track already. I just want to get up to the point of just being able to throw more money at an investment that really just is land or house real estate, just because that's where down payments and just housing costs kind of are right now. But that's really looking forward to this year. Also getting married, so that's also another big expense, so building up just cash for that. So that's really what it is. I already set on my same plans for retirement and investments and that, so I'm letting those do their thing. I'm just hustling and working more and doing all that jazz to put up more money for other things. So we at.
Yeah, and don't do a massive wedding, because that's crazy.
Yeah.
Buy your house first and then go do a wedding after that if you want to. Well, that's what I did. I told my wife, I was like, so we can buy a house or we can have a big wedding. And she was like, well, let's just buy a house then. I was like, all right, I like you a little bit. Yeah. What I'm looking forward to 2024 is hopefully buying this forever home. I'm looking at, a lot of different properties going next week to take a look at all the different options. So I'm just really excited about what that is going to hold. Hopefully going to be putting roots down somewhere, and if I could, I would keep this place as well as an investment property, but they don't allow it in the HOA anymore. So that kind of sucks. So I'm going to have to sell this, get something else, but I'm very excited about all that is going to come with that entire process. Potentially going to get Roman to share all of his knowledge about moving across state lines, and then leveraging all of that lovely information to make this a smooth transition. But yeah, 2024 is going to have a lot to offer for all of you guys, for us as well. We're super excited to just be able to share all of the ups and downs that we're going to have this year. Hopefully you guys are plugged into all of our platforms. Keep us involved in all of the things that you guys got going on. But 2024 is about to go crazy.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. We may be young, we may even be broke, but we are always investing. Thank you guys so much. Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.